What's up guys, Tito here with another instructional video. Today we're going to be showing you how to assemble the E36 X-Brace. It's going to be the exact same steps for the E30 X-Brace as well. So here is the X-Brace completely apart, and might look overwhelming, but it's pretty straightforward. All the pieces are actually labeled, so there's no confusion as to what part goes where. You can see the B here, B, and same thing with the back pieces. It looks kind of intimidating, but it's not. I'm actually gonna start with the hardest piece first, just to show you it's not that complicated. So the first pieces that we're gonna need are the identical ones. As you can see, it's these two, along with 1A and 1B. The orientation of the actual bars, they're gonna lock into each other. They fall right in place, like so. And then when they do, you want the tabs to be facing down. And then you'll see why in a bit. So that is pretty much ready to go. Next, gonna be the actual pieces that bolt it together. So you can see how the letters and numbers, they're actually gonna be facing away from each other. So the way this works is gonna just go right over, slide in place. The tab's actually gonna lock into the little slot once it's actually ready to get bolted down, like so. But for now, we're gonna leave it a little bit loose so we can slide in our bars. Gonna go like so. So the little slot on the sides, it's same on both sides. You can see how it's actually gonna fit right in there, and it's gonna slide in. And you're actually gonna need a mallet, just to kind of help you tap it in place and get it going. So there you go. So once you get it here, now you just want to make sure it's actually even. So you can see here on this side, I actually need to tap it over a little bit more, like so. Now that you have everything aligned with the little tabs bottoming out on the crossbar right here, like that. Now you take your bolt and you put it into the holes. So there's one bolt. Then you take your washer and your nylon nut, screw that in place, and just repeat the same steps with all the other bolts. All right, so once you got all those nuts and bolts on, you want to leave them loose just to give you wiggle room. You're going to flip it over. So now you're looking at 1B. And then you're gonna take the bottom crossbar of the X-Brace with the tabs. You're gonna want that facing up, and then you're actually gonna lock it in with those tabs that I mentioned earlier. So just line it up, and then you're gonna use 2A and 2B. And then if you have it this way, if you're working on it the same way I am, it's gonna be on your left-hand side. 2A, you're gonna slide it under. And you're gonna lock in the tab with the slot that's been cut out. You're gonna take 2B, just place it right on top, line up the holes. So now my holes are lined up. Now you're gonna do exact same thing as before. Take your hardware and put them in. So a good way to not get mixed up is you always need to have the letters and numbers exposed. That way you're not trying to flip it the other way. Just make sure it's always exposed, drop it down, and it'll line up. All right, so now that you have this corner hand tight, go ahead and repeat the exact same steps on the opposite side. All right, so now that you have all those bolts in place and everything's locked in, go ahead and torque those bolts down to 12 foot-pounds and you're ready to go. All right, guys, thank you for tuning in and watching. If you have any questions, comment below or go ahead and email us.